How can cancer change someone's identity? In 2020, there will be an estimated 1.8 million new cases of cancer diagnosed in the U.S. Kayla Rizzo, a student at Conrad Weiser, is going to talk about her experiences.
Alright, so my name is Kayla Rizzo, for those of you watching that don't know me, but most of you do know me. So I'm going to be talking as someone that knew someone with cancer and explaining how I saw it change their identity. I'm going to be talking about my grandpa, and he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer back in April of 2019, and it eventually kind of just spread all over, so it wasn't just in the pancreas in the end. It spread to his spine, it spread to all his arms and the bones in his arms and legs. Little tumors formed. So it originally was pancreatic, but it took over. His identity was changed very drastically. I mean, this man was always on his feet. He was not one to sit around. He loved hunting and fishing. We did all that together. We would go out and work on the farm. We would go for walks. We were always exploring. It was just always being active and outdoors, and all that kind of got taken away from him because his ability to walk got taken away around January of this year. It was very sad because the person that he was just wasn't there anymore, and I knew that it was sad because my best friend was taken away too, and I knew that everything he loved to do was just taken away, and he wasn't gonna get it back, and he knew that, and he soon just wasn't able to lift anything. He wasn't able to form certain words. I mean, it's sad, and I know that it takes away certain things for certain people, but this specifically just took away everything he loved. And that was how I saw it changed his identity. He went from being a very active person and loving and happy to this person I didn't even know. And he was he hung his head very low, and that was not my grandpa. So yeah, that was how I saw it changed his identity in the end.
80% of all cancers in the United States are diagnosed in people 55 years of age and older. Cancer can be defined as a disease in which abnormal cells divide uncontrollably and destroy the body tissue. Here are some of the leading types of cancer and some statistics about it. 1 in 4 people will die of cancer in the United States. Alyssa Mott is speaking next.
Hi, for those of you that don't know me, my name's Alyssa Mott, and I'm a senior at Conrad Weiser High School. I mean, most of you watching this already know me, so I'm going to talk about how cancer has affected the people around me and my family's identity, and how it's changed them throughout their experiences. Cancer has affected my family a lot more than I think a typical family would. My grandfather on my dad's side, he passed away from cancer when I was really little, so I never got to know him. The only things I have of him are pictures from when I was really young. My dad, he had stomach cancer, and he was luckily able to get it removed. It was just a tumor, and so he is cancer-free, but it's definitely affected his identity, and that time was really hard for us as a family, I guess, and it really changed his perspective on life, and it did lead to a lot of health problems now with his stomach. It's really hard for him to eat certain things, and he has has a lot of like digestive problems just from like having the cancer and it removing like a part of his stomach. So it's definitely changed, I guess, the identity of him and the way he eats and how he views food. It's definitely more on the healthier side than what it used to be. But I feel like he's definitely like gotten a new lead on life and everything, and I feel like that can be said for the same with a lot of people as they realize how important life is when you get diagnosed with something like that, and it's scary. But probably the most influential would be my grandfather now. He is in remission. He had mantle cell lymphoma, and we found out, I think it was about 2 years ago, and it was really, really hard as a family for us to go through. It took a toll on him a lot, but he was really positive about it, and he didn't let it scare him or let it show that it scared him. And he means so much to me, and I'm so happy that he is okay now. But it definitely affected his identity. He tried to like be strong about it and not show his fear and how much it scared him and what he had to go through. And he always supports me through like my sports and everything, so he tried not to stop doing that, and he tried to continue being the way he was. But it was really hard for him because it was draining on him like physically and mentally, and it was just a lot as a family to process as well, to be able to deal with that. But I'm just thankful today that he is better and doing better. He still has to get chemo once a month, and just to make sure it doesn't come back, but for the most part his identity now is more back to normal. But he definitely appreciates more everything that he's been able to do and come see. He tells me all the time about how much he loves coming to watch me play, and he's excited for me to play sports in college because he wasn't sure if he was ever going to be able to get to do that. And he said that now that he is able to do that, it means a lot to him. So he's definitely become even more appreciative of everything that he has. Yeah.
Cancer is the second leading cause of death globally. It accounts for 1 in 6 deaths around the world. The lifetime risk for developing cancer in the United States is now 1 in 3 for women and 1 in 2 for men. Did you know lung cancer kills many more women than breast cancer does? There are also more than 200 types and subtypes of cancer. Emma Munger, a student at Conrad Weiser High School, talked about her experiences with having cancer. Well, my hair is gone now, so looks are very different. My personality is more appreciative and more grateful. It makes me want to give back to everyone. I am also more happy in general. It has affected my life because I have more fears to face, like needles and death. I'm not allowed to hang out with friends as much or really go anywhere as much as I used to because I can't get sick. I have lost a couple friends because of having cancer, and my family has to also be careful of getting sick because they can't get me sick. When you look in the mirror, you expect to see a certain reflection, but as a result of the cancer as well as the treatment, the image reflected can be very different. This can be frightening and overwhelming, bringing its own struggles and pain. A quote said by Patricia Murphy.